Hi, welcome to Verse of the Day. My name is Brandon Hathaway. I preach at the Westside Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. I want to thank you for joining me today as we open up the Bible and study the Word of God. Today we are in Mark chapter 12. Apologize for not being on yesterday and getting through Mark chapter 11. I hope you took the time to read that yourselves and enjoyed that reading as you go forward. The Lord riding on the colt, and as again, one of the interesting things that Jesus had done, to me at least, is him chasing the people out of the temple. Because again, you see a righteous anger, the point that there's a time that our anger is right in the sight of God, and that it should drive us to do things as long as we keep it within righteousness and not do anything that goes beyond that. And of course, he's been questioned about his own authority. But hopefully you read that. And today we're in chapter 12. Chapter 12, I'm going to look at verses 41 through 44. And so here it says, he sat down opposite of the treasury and began observing how the people were putting money into the treasury, and many rich people were putting in large sums. A poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which amounted to a cent. Calling his disciples to him, he said to them, "Truly I say to you, this poor widow put in more than all the contributors of the treasury, for they all put out of their surplus, but she out of her poverty put in all she owned, all she had to live on." As we read this, it's an example to us that, again, as we think about how much one is supposed to give upon the first day of the week, fulfilling that command that we're supposed to do today in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 1 and 2, many hold on to the tradition of the old law, tithing, trying to give 10%, which again, if that's what you've set in your heart, purposed in your heart to give back to God, that's fine. It's a good general concept to keep and easy to help you make sure that you're consistent and always setting that aside to give back to God. But here, his point is that, you have one set of people that are just, they're able to reach in their pockets and just give, it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't make a difference in their lives. They're able to just give out of the abundance that they have. They have plenty of wealth, and here's my change, They're able to do that. And technically, they gave more than this widow here. But in God's eyes, he says she's given even more, because she didn't just give a percentage. She didn't just go and say, well, she gave everything she had. This is what she had to live on. And she wanted to give it to God. She wanted to give it to the Lord. And so therefore it made a greater sacrifice than everybody else, because, again, she could have kept everything back and said, I don't have anything to give right now because this is the food on my table. This is what's going to get me through the today, get me hope maybe to the next week if I can just really, really pinch it all together. But she gave it to God. And because of that, again, her heart was in the right place. Her attitude was in the right place. She was giving everything she had. And we have to ask ourselves, how often do we give as we ought to? Are our hearts in the right place? And more than just the collection on Sundays, right? That's not what we're just talking about. But giving your life over to God, not just giving him your spare time, not just saying, I'll take 5 minutes to put my Bible class lesson together for Wednesday and Sunday. But how much do we sacrifice time to put God first, to go and worship with brethren, to go visit, to pray on our own, to study on our own, to study with others, to speak to others? How much do we truly give to God? Are we giving him our all? And so, something to think about. Hope that you will. Hope that you read the rest of the chapter. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope everybody has a blessed day today. And if the Lord is willing, I'll talk to you later.